Hey YouTube, just coming back to make another video. And this has to do a lot with protective parents. Here's the thing, and I'm going to come at this from both sides. To children, I know you want your freedom, and I know you want to be respected as a young adult. And parents, you want to make sure your child is not in the world doing any irresponsible stuff. Here's the thing. It's going to happen whether or not you like it. Your child is going to do irresponsible stuff. Here's what you got to do. Raise them right. And when they leave out that front door, pray to Jesus that the stuff you raised them on works. Because there's going to be times when Satan catches them in certain places. They're going to get tempted into doing wrong. Sometimes they're going to pass. Sometimes they're going to fail. It's human nature. You did it as a child. Your child will probably do the same thing. And parents also, I understand, had this thing where you are overprotective of your children because your children are a reflection of who you are, and you made a lot of mistakes in the past, and you're only overprotective of your child because you don't want to have to relive your mistakes through your children. Meaning, whatever mistakes you made, you don't want your children making the same mistakes. So you do whatever you can to try and keep them from doing it. But at the end of the day, they are going to make mistakes. That is only human. You did it and they will do it. You will not always be on this earth to stop them from making bad decisions. You will not always be around to stop them from making bad decisions. What you need to do is tell your children this. I understand you want freedom, but you have to remember this world is an uncertain place. Anything can happen anywhere at any time. You just have to always be aware of your surroundings and who you hang around, because you never know who has your best interest in heart and who doesn't. So I'm just saying, a lot of the time, parents want to control their children because as a child, that parent had no freedom to do anything. So they're trying to, how should I say, when that parent was a child, their parents never gave them any freedom to do what they wanted or say what they wanted. So now that child is a parent, they're trying to regain that power they didn't have as a child. But instead of using it right, they're using it wrong and controlling their child's life the way theirs was controlled when they were younger. But here's the thing. At some point, that cycle is going to break. And your child will resent you the more you try to keep them away from having a life. So here's the thing. You have to let your child be free at some point. It's hard, but it's needed because either you give them space or they will create it and you will not like it. Because they will start doing stuff behind your back, especially if they don't think you trust them enough for them to be able to go out into the world and do what they want to do. And it's sad to say they might not always make the best decisions, but that's human nature. So I'm just letting you know. And as a child, always pay attention to the stuff your parents teach you because they went through it first so they could teach you how to deal with it. But also you have to be responsible enough to understand you're at a certain age, you're responsible for your life decisions as well. So your parents are trying to tell you stuff to keep you safe, but at the same time, you want to experience life. So y'all at some point have to come to an agreement. Like, I'm a young adult, I understand you care about my well-being, and I appreciate it, but at the same time, I have to learn the ways of life and the world. And even Jesus will tell you, you can't protect your children from everything. You can't, because an overprotective parent is dangerous and An underprotective parent is just as bad. Because one doesn't let you have freedom, but the other one really don't care what you do. So at some point, you got to come to a center balance. Parents, child have to see eye to eye. You know, parents, remember how I felt when you had restrictions you didn't like. Don't be that parent to your child that you didn't like. Don't be that parent to your child that your parents were to you. That's just what I meant to say. Have a little leniency, but also keep an eye on your children because this, like I said, this world is very uncertain. So somewhere there got to be a balance. I'm out.